Vailer Segal was an Austrian-American novelist, translator, teacher, short story writer, and author of children's books. Her novel Shakespeare's Kitchen was a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize in 2008. An only child, Vailer Grossman was born on March 8, 1928, in Vienna, Austria, into a middle-class Jewish family. Her father, Ignaz, was a chief bank accountant, and her mother, Franziska, was a housewife. When Hitler annexed Austria in 1938, Grossman's father found himself jobless and threatened. He listed the family on the American immigration quota, and in December that year Segal joined other Jewish children on the first wave of the Kindertransport Rescue Mission, seeking safety in England. While with her English foster parents, she found a purple notebook and started writing, filling its 36 pages with German prose. It was the beginning of a novel she would eventually write in English, Other People's Houses. On her 11th birthday, her parents arrived in England on a domestic servant's visa. Despite his refugee status, Ignaz Grossman was labeled a German-speaking alien and interned on the Isle of Man, where he suffered a series of strokes. He died a few days before the war ended. Grossman and her mother then moved to London, where she attended the Bedford College for Women at the University of London on a scholarship. She graduated in 1948 with an honors degree in English literature. In 1951, after spending 3 years in the Dominican Republic with her mother, waiting for their U.S. entry permit to arrive, they moved to Washington Heights, New York City, where they shared a 2-room apartment with her grandmother and uncle. In 1961, she married David Segal, an editor at Knopf. Segal taught writing at various institutions from 1968 to 1996. Her first novel, Other People's Houses, was published in 1964, and she later published her third novel, Her First American, in 1985. Her last novel, Half the Kingdom, was published in 2013. Segal focused on the permanent aspects of human experiences, such as assimilation, and her novels often dealt with the process of a refugee arriving in a new country or a flighty poet finding her footing in a constantly changing literary world. She continued to write until her death, with her last short story published online. Segal and her husband, David, were married for 9 years, until his death from a heart attack in 1970, aged 42. They had 2 children. Segal and her mother, Franzi Grossman, appeared in the films My Knees Were Jumping, Remembering the Kindertransports, 1996, directed by Melissa Hacker, which was shortlisted for Academy Award nomination, and Into the Arms of Strangers, Stories of the Kindertransport, directed by Mark Jonathan Harris and produced by Deborah Oppenheimer, which won the Academy Award for Documentary Feature in 2001. Segal's mother was the last survivor of the parents who placed their children in the Kindertransport program. Franzi died in 2005, 100 years old. Segal lived on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. She entered palliative care at her home after a heart attack in June 2024 and died there on October 7, 2024, at the age of 96. The author has published numerous novels, short stories, and children's books, including Other People's Houses, Lucinella, Her First American, Shakespeare's Kitchen, and Half the Kingdom. They have also translated works such as Gallows Songs of Christian Morgenstern, The Juniper Tree and Other Tales from Grimm, The Book of Adam to Moses, and The Story of King Saul and King David. They have also received awards such as the Dorothy and Lewis B. Cullman Center for Scholars Fellowship, Pulitzer Prize finalist, Penn/O. Henry Prize Story, and member of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. They have also received grants from the National Endowment for the Arts, the American Academy and Institute of Arts and Letters, and the American Library Association.